When we're following permaculture principles, it's crucial and ideal that we're utilizing the local resources, but also maximizing the efficiency of our landscape and the resources we have at hand. And out here in the high desert, every input counts. Every food scrap, every drop of water, and every ray of sun. And we're taking another step forward in sustainability with biogas production. What's going on, everyone? I'm Brandon, and welcome to the Greening the Desert Project. So what is biogas? Put simply, biogas is the end result. Put simply, biogas is the result of microbial digestion activity. And that's really the cool thing about biology, is that when we're able to work with specific strains or just a multitude or variety of strains, and we understand just a lot of these different concepts, we can start implementing a lot of really cool ideas. And just for the biological factor, we actually have already done our biosand filter, which we had done last year. I think that was last year. But the biosand filter is a biological process as well, accumulating beneficial bacteria that are able to take out pathogens, viruses, and other material. And it's with these similar microbes, we're also going to be cultivating these single-celled organisms called anaerobic archaea, which are distinct from bacteria. They're called methanogens. Say that like 50 times, methanogens. But ultimately, we can compare this similar to an animal stomach, maybe more similar to a cow's digestive system. And it's similar with our own digestive in the sense that our body is cultivating anaerobic bacteria, certain lactic acid, and a variety of other bacteria that are able to break down organic material and extract nutrients and make them readily available. And so essentially that's what we've created here, is one giant cow stomach. But it's with this cow stomach that we're actually going to be able to start taking pretty much a good majority of all of our food scraps, any food waste, anything organic, cow manure, compost, human manure. But we'll be able to take all these things, including cheese, milk, bones, all kinds of different stuff that we'll be able to put into this digester, which will in turn start producing biogas or a usable methane gas that we can use for cooking or heating up water or a variety of uses. But it's the biggest benefit that we will have with this digester system, that what comes out, because this has an overflow system, the leachate or the tea you could think of that we'll be getting from the system overfilling as we continue filling it with organic material and such, there's going to be this process that builds up, and then we'll ultimately be getting a tea or a leachate that we'll be able to use as nutrient fertilizer for all of our plants, all of our vegetation, and to help green the desert around here. And it's just really exciting to actually put this thing together, because I've looked into and investigated a lot about these systems and just the ins and outs, different designs, some of the problems and errors that people have had as well. But it was super exciting to finally actually put this thing together and see how it functions and works. And it will be the interesting thing to see how this thing works over time. But if we're able to keep production up, and if this thing keeps up with our demands, then that means that we'll be cutting out having to buy propane, and actually makes this permaculture project that much more sustainable. All right, you see it all finished behind me, but let's actually go through how I built this thing. All right, we got to set this thing up in a nice sunny location. So we're going to put it on our east side of the Gabion Wallapini here, as it's going to get the most sun even in the wintertime. Because keeping this thing warm is pretty ideal. Now that we've gotten some water filled up in the tank, now we can start adding some organic material, milk, and all kinds of stuff. This will be the feeder pipe tube, so that's why it has the angle, so that we can shove all the food and everything down towards the bottom, and it has a way out. So now I'm measuring for the exit pipe where all the leachate and tea will come out, and that needs to be drilled about halfway down the pipe or sit about halfway in the tank. Now I'll be measuring where the gas outlet will be, so the hole in the pipe needs to sit as close to the top as possible, and that's so all of the gas is able to float to the top and out of the pipe. I think it just sounds really cool too. So we've got all of our pieces installed, all of the piping, so to make it seem more like a cow, we're going to start putting some cow manure inside of the digester. You'll see how I demonstrate on how not to do things and why a funnel is super important. For filtering the gas coming out, we actually need to have a water filter for the CO2, and we'll also have steel wool, which will help filter out the hydrogen sulfide within the mixture, thus creating more pure methane for us to burn. And we'll have cat litter in one filter, and that ultimately just takes out any moisture that's remaining in the methane. it's contained, you know.
Yeah. No gas leak.
For the exit tube where all the leachate and tea comes out, it's kind of advised just to make this a T instead of just a 90. Then it prevents it from having a suction effect on the exit, so it won't draw more liquid than it needs to out. And then we have the biogas bag, which is like a EPDM or vinyl line kind of storage bag. And I had gotten this off of Amazon. It was about $90, I think, but I'll put the link for it in the description box. We're actually a couple weeks ahead in the future now, but it's really nice. I actually came up this morning to check on things and look to just see if any bubbles were coming out of the tube or out of the filter here. And it looks like we are starting to produce some biogas. This is super cool, and I think just kind of the tell sign that we are producing some gas is that there's kind of like that rotten egg sulfury smell that we can smell on the connectors a little bit. It's not anything strong, but it's like you just get like the faint hint that's coming out of here. So I'll end up wrapping plumber's tape around the screw ends here just to seal them a little bit better, but otherwise we do want to keep everything open for the most part. And that's just so we'll be able to fix things if there's any problems later on, disconnect everything super easy.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
I wanna be the greatest. Everybody on their face shit. I look around and feel like everybody